Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2022 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road double cab. Toyota calls this exterior color Lunar Rock. On the key fob you have buttons for lock, unlock, and panic. And it does have smart key access for the front two doors. The front door panels have storage with bottle holders, and you do have power windows, locks, and mirrors. It has a two-tone black and cement interior color scheme, and this TRD Off-Road has the standard cloth seats. It does have a fully powered driver's seat with two-way power lumbar support and a manual front passenger seat. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. And it does have push-button ignition. Toyota currently makes two separate mid-size pickup trucks. There's the Hilux, which is sold in most of the world, and then there's the Tacoma, which is sold primarily in North America. The Tacoma made its debut for 1995 after Toyota axed the Hilux, otherwise known as the Toyota truck or Toyota pickup, from the North American market. Initially, the Tacoma was a compact pickup, but it would become a mid-size pickup with the launch of its second generation. As of the 2025 model year, the Tacoma is now in its fourth generation and very much one of the hottest trucks in its class. The 2022 model represents the third generation of the Tacoma, codenamed N300, which lasted from model years 2016 through 2023. The third-gen Tacoma is notable for not being offered as a regular cab like its predecessors, only as an extended or crew cab. It's also the last generation of the Tacoma to use naturally aspirated engines. For 2020, the third-gen Tacoma got a mid-cycle refresh, which gave the exterior styling a very subtle touch-up, and also added some more new tech features. Body styles for the N300 Tacoma were the Access Cab and Double Cab, Toyota's names for the Extended Cab and Crew Cab respectively. Trim levels for the US market 2022 Tacoma included SR, SR5, TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, Limited, and finally the even more upgraded for off-roading TRD Pro. The Limited and TRD Pro trims were double cab only, while all the lower trims were offered in both cab styles. Standard across all trim levels was Toyota's Safety Sense, which includes adaptive cruise control among other driving aids. The two engine options included the base 2.7-liter inline-4 and this Tacoma's 3.5-liter V6, with the V6 being optional in the SR and SR5 trims and standard from TRD Sport and up. The V6 engine could be paired to either a manual or automatic transmission, both of which being 6 speeds. Rear-wheel drive and part-time four-wheel drive were your drivetrain options. Starting with the instrument cluster, we have 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And then there's also a digital info display, which can be gone through via these controls on the steering wheel. So right now we're on the info menu, so you have your range and your digital speedometer, average fuel economy, distance, and that kind of stuff. So bring up your cruise control or your driving aid status and your tire pressure. And then a nice pitch and roll for the off-road status. If you're going off-road, you want to know pitch and roll. That's always nice. Messages, and then you have some settings, including your pre-collision system, lane departure alert, and then various other vehicle settings. And then if you push this button, you can toggle between your trip computers and your odometer. It has a 4-spoke design, leather-wrapped, multifunctional steering wheel. And as for controls, starting on this side, you'll find your audio controls with your volume and seat track, modes, then you have your voice command button, Then below that you have your Bluetooth phone controls. Moving to this side, you have your information display controls. Then you have your gap adjust for your adaptive cruise and your lane departure alert toggle button. And then finally you'll find your cruise and adaptive cruise control stock. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. Your cargo lamp switch, auto high beams, you can toggle power to the household style power outlet. And then you have your traction control button right here. Climate vent for the driver. On this side is your exterior lighting stock. And on this side is your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you have your central climate vents, along with your whole touchscreen infotainment system, which we'll go over more in a bit. Some physical controls alongside it. Your push-button ignition, hazard switch, passenger airbag indicator. You have dual-zone automatic climate controls, so you have your auto and sync temperature for either side, different modes, fan speed, then your circulation, air conditioning, that kind of stuff. Heated mirrors. And then right here is your four-wheel drive control dial. You have two-wheel drive, 4 high and 4 low. But from there, with this button, you can enter your power mode. You can also operate your power rear window. Right here is a USB-A port. You can power on or off your wireless charging pad. And you have a 12-volt power outlet. You have 2 cup holders right here along with the aforementioned wireless charging pad. Entering reverse does reveal a backup camera with guidance lines. Another cup holder with a little bit of storage. The parking brake is hand operated. And you have a center console with a USB-A and USB-C port inside it. The glove box is lockable. Grab handle on the pillar. Auto-dimming rear view with a built-in compass. Both sun visors have vanity mirrors and lights. And on the overhead console, you have your reading lights, roadside assistance. With this button, you can lock the rear differential. And right here, you have your multi-terrain select controls, including the button to turn it on, and your dial with various drive modes. So right now we're on mud and sand, but then you also have a loose rock, mogul, rock and dirt, and rock. Then you also have your crawl control button. So right now we're on the home screen right here with your audio info, your phone info, and your driving info like fuel economy, that kind of stuff. Now we have various shortcuts along the sides, including your seek track, but you have your home, audio, phone, etc. Then you have your volume powered tuning knobs. But we'll go to menu, and under audio, you have your AM, FM, and Sirius XM along with Bluetooth audio streaming. Then you can control the sound settings with your equalizer, bass, mid, treble, that kind of stuff. Under phone, pretty self-explanatory, just for pairing phones. Apps you might have, Toyota plus Alexa. Communications, so your Wi-Fi setup, you can set up your Wi-Fi, that kind of stuff. Then screen projection. Then under info, under eco, it'll basically show you how economically you've been driving, to put it simply. And then vehicle alert history. Then finally under setup, some general settings, Bluetooth settings, audio settings, Wi-Fi settings. Then under general settings, you can even change the different color scheme of the infotainment display, as you can see. Now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. Both front windows are fully automatic. TRD Off-Road models came with this set of 16-inch machine contrast alloy rims. Powering the TRD Off-Road is the Tacoma's top engine for 2022, which is Toyota's 2GR FKS 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6. It's an all-aluminum Atkinson cycle power plant with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, port and direct injection, and Toyota's VVTi and VVTiW technologies. Horsepower is rated at 278 at 6,000 RPM, and torque is rated at 265 pound-feet at 4,600 RPM. This Tacoma uses the available 6-speed automatic transmission with a manual shifting mode, as well as part-time 4-wheel drive. Running on regular unleaded with a 21.1-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates are 18 mpg in the city and 22 mpg on the highway. It has a double wishbone front suspension with coil springs and a solid rear axle with leaf springs. It has front ventilated disc brakes and rear drum brakes. 6,400 pounds is this Tacoma's max towing capacity, and 1,105 pounds is its payload capacity. The fuel cap is on the driver's side. Storage and bottle holders in the back door panels as well. You can fold up the rear seat bases, and you even have little hidden storage compartments. There is a map pocket on the back of the front passenger seat. And rear passengers do get 2 cup holders, although Toyota does say capped bottles only. But they do look like cup holders, and I don't see why a cup wouldn't fit anyway. But nonetheless, you have your grab handles back here. Other than that, no armrest or anything crazy in terms of rear passenger amenities. You do have coat hooks on the back of the cab. Now as for space, headroom is pretty good, but legroom leaves a bit to be desired, although it's still not all that uncomfortable. I would still be okay riding back here. It's just not the most spacious. That's pretty much par for the course for mid-size trucks. And I think this TRD off-road trim, this is probably the most common trim level. TRD Pro is the even more extreme off-road one, but then you also got the limited, more luxurious one than the basic SR, SR5. But the TRD off-road, I think it's nice. You got the power driver's seat, you have all the off-roading goodies like the multi-terrain select, crawl control. So this is a great option for off-roading, even though it's not the TRD Pro. And then you got the nice, dual zone climate control. You still have your adaptive cruise, which is really nice. I think this is a pretty well-rounded, well-equipped truck in this TRD off-road package. Single exhaust. This one does have a tonneau cover. This double cab is a long bed model with a 6-foot bed. Nice bed liner in here. Household style power outlet. Little hidden compartment. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2022 Toyota Tacoma. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.